Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
All right, let's just jump right in, because there is some huge news hitting the housing market that every single veteran out there needs to hear about. We've all been feeling the squeeze of high interest rates for months, right? Well, the tide is finally starting to turn. Projections are pointing down, and that is opening up a massive window of opportunity specifically for the military community. This is the question, isn't it? It's on everyone's mind, whether you already own a home or you're dreaming about buying one. The big question is, are we finally going to get some relief? Well, the answer, according to mortgage futures and what the experts are saying, is a pretty confident yes. The trend for the rest of the year looks to be pointing downward. Now, for the average homeowner, that's good news. But for you, for veterans with access to the VA home loan benefit, this isn't just good news. This is a potential game changer. Let's put a number on it to show you just how big this is. If rates strap the way they're projected to, analysts figure that 4.8 million veterans will be what's called in the money to refinance. That just means they're in a position to see a direct, real financial benefit just by locking in a new, lower rate. So what does that actually look like in your bank account? Well, on average, we're talking about a potential savings of around $300 a month. Think about that. That's a car payment. That's a huge chunk of your grocery bill, all covered just from making one really smart financial money. So this whole situation really creates a fork in the road with two very clear paths of opportunity for the military community. The first path is for current veteran homeowners. The second is for all you veterans who are thinking about buying a home. Let's break down both of these, and we'll start with the homeowners. Okay, so for those of you who already have a VA loan, listen up. You have access to a really powerful and honestly, a seriously underappreciated tool. This is your secret weapon for taking full advantage of these falling rates. Officially, it's called the Interest Reduction Refinance Loan, or IRRRL. Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, I know, but its purpose is super simple. It's a streamlined V8 to VA refinance loan that's designed to do one thing really, really well: lower your interest rate and your monthly payment. Now, let's be real. Nobody actually walks around saying IRRL. In the VA community, this amazing program has a much friendlier nickname, Earl. So for the rest of this explainer, we're going to talk about how you can get some help from your good friend Earl. So how do you get Earl on your side? Well, the VA designed this to be super straightforward, but they put in a few key guardrails just to make sure it's a clear financial win for you. First, you've got to have made at least 6 monthly payments on your current VA loan. Second, at least 210 days have to have passed since your very first payment. In the new loan, it has to drop your rate by at least 0.5%. And finally, the math has to show that you'll make back any closing costs within 36 months from all the money you're saving. And this is where Earl goes from just a good program to an absolute financial superpower. The perks are just incredible. You generally don't even need a new appraisals, which saves you a ton of time and money. And yet you don't need a full-blown income verification. They just need to verify you have a source of income. That could be as a 10% disability rating, but maybe the most unbelievable person of all, you can use Earl on a home you used to live in that is now a rental property. Yeah, you heard that right. Let's just put this side by side so you can see how huge this is. If you tried to refi that same rental with a conventional loan, it would be tough and expensive. You'd need a full credit check, full income approval, and you'd pay a way higher interest rate because it's an investment property. With IRRL, you get that simple, streamlined process, and you get the amazing interest rates you'd get for a primary residence. It is an almost unbelievable benefit. Okay, let's switch gears. That was path number 1. Now let's move to path number 2 and talk to those of you who've been on the fence about buying a home. If you've been waiting for a better time to jump in, this just might be your signal. Take a look at this. It shows exactly what's been going on. Housing market growth has been hovering around 1%. That's a tiny fraction of the historical average. Now, while some people see that and get nervous, a savvy buyer sees an opportunity. That slowdown means less craziness, less competition, and way more negotiating power for you, the buyer. And on top of that, we're heading into what's historically the slow season for real estate. Fewer people are house hunting when it's cold, and sellers who list their homes in the fall and winter, they're often way more motivated. It's usually because of a life event. They have to sell. That's when the best deals can pop up. So, what do you need to do to get ready? First things first, get a rock-solid handle on your credit and your budget. And remember, buying a home isn't free. You'll need to save up for closing costs, which run about 3% on average. But you can also get creative and ask for seller credits to help cover those. And probably the most important thing, be ready to act when you are ready, not when you think the market is perfect. Because here is the trap so many people fall into. If you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for interest rates to hit rock bottom, guess what? You're not the only one. The moment those rates officially drop, a flood of other buyers is going to jump back into the market, and that's going to drive home prices right back up. Any money you thought you saved on a lower rate could get completely wiped out by a higher price tag on the house. You know, VA housing expert David Pekch put it perfectly with this quote: "You're never going to perfectly time the absolute bottom of the market. It's impossible. If you try, you're probably going to miss it, and you'll be stuck on the outside looking in, wishing you'd made your move sooner." And this is what ties it all together. The absolute best time to buy a home is when you are personally and financially ready to do it. Because as a veteran buyer, you have a safety net. If you buy a home now at a slightly higher rate, your good friend Earl is always there waiting in your back pocket. The moment rates drop, you can call on him to refinance and lock in that lower payment. It takes so much of the risk out of trying to time the market. So there it is. The opportunity is here. Whether you're a homeowner looking to put hundreds of dollars back in your pocket, or a home buyer who's ready for that next chapter, you have the tools, especially that incredible VA loan benefit. The only question left is the one only you can answer. Are you ready to make your move? Thanks for watching. I'm Nancy, your AI avatar. If you like this podcast, you can get one for yourself based on a website, YouTube video, or any source. Contact me to get a customized quote for your content. See you soon.